Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We have reached Hadith number 38 from Al-Arba'un al-Nawawi, the Hadith compilation of Imam al-Nawawi rahimahullah. This Hadith is about the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards His servants who are close to Him, the Awliya. And it is narrated on the authority of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الله تعالى قال من عاد لي وليا. So here it's the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, من عاد لي وليا فقد آذنته بالحرب. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has mentioned whoever acts with enmity or whoever takes my abd as an enemy, I have declared war upon that person. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala went on to say, وَمَا تَقَرَّبَ إِلَيَّ عَبْدِي بِشَيْءٍ أَحَبَّ إِلَيَّ مِمَّا افترضت عليه وما يزال عبدي يتقرب إلي بالنوافل حتى أحبه فإذا أحببته كنت سمعه الذي يسمع به وبصره الذي يبصر به ويده التي يبطش بها ورجله التي يمشي بها وإن سألني لأعطينه ولئن استعاذني لأعيذنه. رواه البخاري. So in this hadith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentions that the abd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His servant, tries to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the obligatory deeds and fulfilling those obligatory deeds, and then after that the abd gets more and more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by fulfilling the nawafil, the things that are those are from the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So that, and here he has a sincere intention that to gain the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves this person, Allah mentions that فَإِذَا أَحْبَبْتُهُ, if I love him, كُنْتُ سَمْعَهُ الَّذِي يَسْمَعُ بِهِ, I will be his hearing when he hears something. وَبَصَرُهُ الَّذِي يُبْصِرُ بِهِ, I will be his vision when he sees something. وَيَدُهُ الَّذِي يُبْطِشُ بِهَا, and I will be his hands which he tries to hold on to something, and his feet when he tries to walk, whenever he wants to walk. And if he was to ask me anything, I will surely give him لَأُعْطِيَنَّهُ وَلَئِنْ إِسْتَعَاذَنِ, even if he seeks refuge in me, I will certainly grant him. And this is the fadl or virtue that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives towards His abd, towards His servants who are the awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we say awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those are the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who are sincere in their deeds. A mu'min who becomes a muttaqi, he fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he becomes sincere in the deeds in terms of fard, in terms of nawafil, where he tries to draw the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when he gains the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is completely in Allah's protection, where he is protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to this degree where if he hears something, Allah is with him. If he sees something, Allah is with him. If he wants to do anything with his hands, if he wants to walk, Allah is with him. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran, where there are some qualities. If a mu'min would to have it, Allah will be with that person. Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. The ones who have sabr, Allah will be with those people who have sabr. So this is something where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives His virtues to His abd, to His servants, where those ones they try to achieve the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We sincerely ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we be from those ones who are the ones who are loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the ones who are closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this dunya and akhirah.